Tonight on Newsbeat, an update on the severe weather that plagued South Louisiana today,
why Louisiana received a grant to help save the shores,
and how LSU PD is combating stalking on campus.
All this and more. Newsbeat starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Wednesday Newsbeat. I'm Miguel Paredes-Reyes.
And I'm Miles. Thanks for joining us. With the severe weather that plagued South Louisiana this morning, reporter Cooper Dick is in the field with more on the weather we experienced. Cooper?
LSU's campus was closed today as Baton Rouge experienced quite a bit of heavy rain and strong winds. However, as you can see behind me, campus did not sustain a lot of damage, but I know you guys have more information on the damage caused by the storms across Louisiana.
That's right. Well, earlier this week, after Baton Rouge missed a solar eclipse due to the weather, Louisiana Southeast sure didn't miss the severe weather this morning. With classes canceled today and surrounding school districts canceling school, the rain and wind hit the Baton Rouge area at around 8:30 a.m. and traveled through the city very quickly as the storm headed east. Luckily, there has been no reported damage to the campus, although Entergy reports that over 4,300 customers are still without power since this morning. Even though Baton Rouge didn't take the hard hit of the storm, surrounding communities like New Orleans and Slidell still have several inches of standing water, and in some areas, Slidell is facing hurricane-like damage from the tornado. One ex-user caught the tornado traveling across I-12 headed towards Slidell.
Big tornado! Big tornado! Big tornado!
After destruction formed from the storm in Slidell, Mayor Greg Cromer says this is the worst destruction Slidell has faced since the Hurricane Katrina in 2005.
Speaking of water in southern Louisiana, it's everywhere and it's only getting higher. But a new grant from the National Science Foundation wants to mitigate the effects of rising sea levels while boosting the energy industry in Louisiana. Tiger TV's investigative team has more on the historic project.
Louisiana is already one of the best states for the energy industry. Being the third largest exporter with the second highest concentration of chemical engineers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana is thriving in the industry with one disadvantage.
Now the way we do it, we emit tons of carbon dioxide. And so that carbon dioxide, it can trap heat, and so it leads to climate change, and so that's a problem.
Even with the success, Louisiana ranks third to last in poverty rate at 18%. But now the state has the opportunity to double its revenues from the chemical industry and sustainable fuels while adding 500,000 jobs in the process. The National Science Foundation sees this as a way to uplift regions that have largely been neglected.
And our goal is for each engine to ultimately be able to put its region on the map as a national leader and potentially a global leader in a particular technological space. Really is about trying to be able to invest in regions and communities that we have left behind as a nation.
The energy transition could boost the economy and the environment. With rising sea levels, an estimated 2 feet of water is already expected. But if nothing is done about it, Louisiana could expect up to 7 feet of higher sea levels by the end of the century.
And we are in a position to move forward and help mitigate those problems and to solve some of those problems. We can make a real major impact, and we need to, because in addition to actually trying to solve the problems, Louisiana, because of its location right on the Gulf Coast, is going to be directly impacted right now.
Fuel aims to have zero carbon emissions by 2050 and keep Louisiana dry for as long as possible. Will Brockoff and Miguel Paredes-Reyes, Tiger TV News.
Tune into tomorrow's Newsbeat for the final installment of our investigative series where we talk about how students can get involved in the energy transition. Have you ever wondered how your brain can be affected by brain injuries? Reporter Kennedy Caldwell is in the studio with more. Kennedy?
A groundbreaking collaboration between LSU, the University of Delaware, and Johns Hopkins University is set to revolutionize our understanding of brain injuries caused by trauma. Funded by an $880,000 National Science Foundation Collaborative Research Grant, this team's work is crucial. Understanding brain deformation can lead to better prediction models for traumatic brain injuries and the development for safer protective gear. Led by Professor of Engineering Dr. Udape, he expresses to students the importance of this research.
Of the brain, we want to understand the mechanical properties better so that we can predict and potentially prevent traumatic brain injuries from occurring in the future. And this is all because the traumatic brain injury is correlated to how much the brain is squished.
As this ambitious team progresses, their work promises to revolutionize how we think about brain injuries.
A new study finds that more than half college graduates are working a job that doesn't require a degree. Reporter Erin Delahunty took a further look into it.
The majority of these jobs include administrative support, food service, and retail, revealing a harsh reality for college students expecting better options due to their qualifications.
As more students are going to college, they are pushed to do study things that they are interested in studying, and many times we're hesitant to talk about what that means for them once they graduate.
The study found that many college graduates remain underemployed even 10 years after college. A college degree in itself is not a ticket to a higher paying job anymore.
They don't take advantage of the time that they have in college to gain experience, to get internships, to go out and explore what it means to work in their field, but also build their resume. So when they go to apply for jobs that they think that they want, maybe they're not as qualified from a resume perspective.
The study raises the question, is a college degree even worth it? Is the student debt worth it? The competition for jobs has grown, and it takes more than just a degree to secure a spot.
A lot of students or new graduates, they don't really want to make the phone call and go visit the employer, go to that place of business and shake their hand and say, hey, I'm looking for a job. Hey, I'm looking for an internship. What can I do? I'd really love to work for you. They're not really selling themselves or marketing themselves. I'm afraid that's what it takes now.
Internships can boost your chances of landing a job in the field of your degree by 50%.
The more face time you have with professionals, the more likely you will be to get an internship or a job in the field that you're interested in.
The study notes that areas such as engineering, finance, and nursing have the most employment opportunities for college graduates. For Tiger TV, I'm Erin Delahunty.
To help ensure a bright future after graduation, meet with LSU's Career Center for guidance, and they can connect you with employers and recommend internship opportunities.
Coming up, see how one LSU mom is trying to fight a serious crime problem on campus.
You won't want to miss this.
We're Tiger TV, LSU's student-run broadcast news station.
We're bringing you 4 newscasts a week, covering all things LSU.
Our news team is covering all the stories you need to know from LSU's campus and the Baton Rouge community.
And our sports team has you covered on the Tigers from the field to the court.
Tiger TV, sports, news, you.
Watch us on WBRZ 2+, Channel 11 at 11:10.
6 to 39% of college students report being stalked since entering college. But should LSU students have to worry about this happening to them? Senior reporter Gracie Guillat found out how often this actually occurs on campus and what LSU PD is doing to prevent it.
With over 37,000 students on campus, it's hard to control who comes on and off. And with 18 to 24 being the most targeted age by stalkers, LSU is a prime spot.
It was one of the hardest semesters of my time here at LSU. It was extremely difficult to focus on schoolwork, having all of that happen.
Eisworth isn't the only student who experienced stalking firsthand, with 8 reports being filed between April through September of 2023.
It could be somebody that's off campus that somebody met off campus, or it could be a student, but everything's handled according to the law.
Although handling these situations the best they can, many parents complain that they need to have a better plan in place. One parent spoke about how her daughter was followed and stalked outside her dorm and even at her job during freshman year.
She was so scared. I mean, she was stressed out. Her classes were going downhill. So there needs to be something that can be done, even if it's a short term, hey, let's get you way out of the norm for a couple of days and then see what happens.
LSU PD says they offer various resources for students who feel unsafe, including the LSU Shield app where they can report concerning behavior or stalking and have an officer assist them.
We always tell everybody, if you see something, say something. We would rather respond to 1,000 nothings than that one something that was not reported.
As far as future stalking reports, LSU PD encourages students to be prepared rather than paranoid and contact them immediately so that they can do their best to make sure every student feels safe.
If you are a victim of stalking or someone you may know is being stalked, download the LSU Shield app and file a report for suspicious behavior and let LSU PD help you.
Have you been interested in Greek life but scared to make the leap? Reporter Sumner Bradley dove into how a new fraternity on campus is aiming to create a diverse and welcoming environment.
LSU is home to many rich traditions and full of vibrant student life. However, the campus is experiencing a new chapter in diversity and leadership.
What we're doing on campus right now is we're trying to change stereotypes about what Greek society is.
Sigma Lambda Beta initiated their Baton Rouge chapter in fall of 2023, making it accessible in over 30 states. The fraternity says their mission is to nurture and further a dynamic, values-based environment that utilizes its historically Latino-based fraternity as a catalyst to better serve the needs and wants of all people. Dr. Will Puente, alumni advisor of the LSU chapter of the LSU Betas, says he created the chapter at the perfect time.
And I was finishing law school, and I saw a group of young men that already knew about my letters, and they were looking for someone to help them bring it. And happenstance occurred that I happened to be here.
Since their time on campus, the Betas have engaged in events similar to the Interfraternity Council and NPHC fraternities, but the group is attempting to change the stigma surrounding undergraduate Greek life.
Really our first semester being active, and I can say that automatically you can tell there's a shift in the tone of what Greek life means to people. And this comes from conversations I've had with other students involved on campus, student orgs, or like student government.
There was an MPHC member. He himself was a member of the Black Greek organization who happened to be Latino out of California. Well, when he got back to the University of Iowa, he didn't see the same inclusiveness as in California.
The LSU Betas and chapters across the United States celebrated Sigma Lambda Beta's 37th Founders Day. LSU's chapter spent the week throwing multiple interest events such as a bowling party, a movie night, and a Taco Tuesday outing at La Chalonga in Baton Rouge.
We are right now at a moment in time where we're not so big, where when you become a part of an organization, you're just one of. But we're not so little either, so it's just the perfect spot.
Make sure to look out for the Betas on campus for the remainder of the semester. For Tiger TV, I'm Sumner Bradley.
To learn more about Sigma Lambda Beta and their impact at LSU, visit our website for more information.
When we come back, see how you may have celebrated this national holiday and you didn't even know.
Stick with us.
We're Tiger TV, LSU's student-run broadcast news station.
We're bringing you 4 newscasts a week, covering all things LSU.
Our news team is covering all the stories you need to know from LSU's campus and the Baton Rouge community.
And our sports team has you covered on the Tigers from the field to the court.
Tiger TV, sports, news, you.
Watch us on WBRZ 2+, Channel 11 at 11:10.
Today is National Stay-at-Home Day, and many LSU students unintentionally celebrated the day by staying at home.
Many Baton Rouge residents were able to take time off work or stay home and have a much-needed rest day due to the bad weather.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight's News Beat. To stay up to date with LSU news and sports, check out our socials at LSU Tiger TV.
Also, be sure to tune in to News Beat live at 5 Monday through Thursday and take a look at our 7-day forecast after the show. Until then, I'm Maya Miles.
And I'm Miguel Paredes Reyes. Have a great night, Tigers.